Hey guys, welcome to the Tie Dye Mindset. Today we're on a field trip. I'm under the shadow of the Stratosphere Hotel and Casino here in Las Vegas, Nevada. I am just outside Jammin On Vegas. Jammin On Tie Dye is online. I'm going to meet Jeremy St. Rebel, and we're going to talk all about tie-dye and his progression through the industry, the art form, and how he's transformed from just a guy at a dead show into a full-blown business with employees and all sorts of people working for him, making amazing products. So stick with me. I'm going to show you guys what's up. We're going to see some amazing work. All right, here we go. Why don't we go inside and check this place out? I know I love this store so much. I'm going to spend so much money right now. It's not even funny. So here we are. This is Jammin On Vegas. See, we got even real people behind the counter. That means it's a real business. Say hi to everybody out there in the world. Tie-dye mindset. Yeah. So come on, take a walk around with me real quick. We're gonna see some amazing work in here. You know, not many people out there, except for some really amazing artists, have full-blown stores like this. So I wanted to make sure you guys see what's possible out there in the industry. I mean, just look at these pieces of work, man. That is some sick ass art. I could grab any piece off the shelf, any piece off any rack. They've got bikini tops and sundresses and pants and sarongs and all sorts of stuff. Yoga pants and, of course, your t-shirts. It's got some reverse dyes going here that are just the bleach dyes, which are really cool. Oh, check it out. We got like jeans and stuff. Those are sick. I'm just digging that work, man. So yeah, come on down here to Jammin On Vegas. Some amazing work. I know, like I said, I'm going to spend a ton of money here if they got my size, because this work is amazing. And of course, they've got, you know, all of your glass needs as well for those who, you know, like to indulge. But yeah, so that's the store. I'm gonna walk you guys out here to the back and you'll kind of see, put into perspective where we're at. All right, so this is their back area. They got like a stage for a band, the amazing murals that are out here. And then you kind of turn the corner here and you see the production facility. I'm looking straight in the sun. So you got the production facility in the garage. You see some work going on in the back there. Some amazing ice dyes that they're doing out here in the sun. And yeah, man, I'm just super excited to be here. I can't believe I'm gonna meet Jeremy and we're gonna have an amazing day. You guys wanna say a quick hello? It's part of the team out here at Jammin On, and they're just, yeah, right. They're just doing amazing work, yes, and putting together.
Guys, artists making everything.
There you go. These are the guys Jeremy has brought up and is showing the ropes. I was watching them tie and dye earlier. These guys are pros. They're pros. You guys can get there too. Anyways, we're going to go right to the interview. Hope you guys have a great day. Keep on watching. What up, guys? Greg Foster here with my man Jeremy St. Rebel of JamminOn.com. I got to tell you what, Jeremy, if you guys know me at all, I've only been doing tie-dye seriously for about 2 years now, a little over 2 years. This guy right here was the first video I saw on YouTube, just randomly clicking through. And so I owe Jeremy a huge thank you for getting my mind in the right mindset, as it were.
You're welcome.
So welcome to the Tie-Dye Mindset. We've got this great podcast, video, blog, whatever you want to call it.
Nice.
And I am super stoked. We've been trying to get together on an interview for a while. I'm out here in Vegas, live in person. We're no Zoom meetings anymore, so I feel great to be out here. Took the trip out to Vegas for a couple other things, and I had to stop by the shop and meet Jeremy in person. So thanks, bro. Good to meet you.
Of course, man, of course. I always dig fellow tie-dyers.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. You got a great shirt going on there. Your production back there is amazing.
Yeah, we're sitting here at my store. It's currently at 1401 South Main Street in Las Vegas. You can hit me on JamminOn.com, always there. I make all my production out of here. I got a retail outfit here, and you know, I just keep going at it. For some reason, tie-dye is the most popular thing on the planet right now, so I'm living in this utopian world of awesomeness.
He certainly is. I mean, the store here is a tie-dyer's dream. I was walking in the back there, and I'll show you some clips here in a second. Just the amazing setup they've got. The team he has are working really hard. They've got some mad skills back there. Jeremy, of course, kind of coaching them through what they're doing. And I wanted to get with Jeremy and kind of peel his brain a little bit about, how he got into tie-dye. So tell me, what got you into tie-dye in the first place?
So I got a couple brothers that we started back in 1991, and brothers from the same mother. My little brother, Ben Jammin, he's another incredible tie-dye artist. And my big brother, Paulie, he's another incredible tie-dye artist. So we knew a kid named Shaw, Ben did. And Ben says, Jeremy, come on, let's go over to my buddy's house and we're going to do some tie-dyes. This is early 1991.
Oh,
I'm
wow.
all.
Years ago, yeah.
What's a tie-dye? And then he says, well, yeah, don't worry, it'll be fun, So we cruised by Sev, and I had my older brother buy us a 12-pack of beer, and we went over there, and all I got to do was mix colors. And then I got to dump colors on a pre-folded spiral. And that was my first tie-dye lesson.
That's a pretty good lesson.
Now, Ben, he had got one tie-dye lesson from the same kid, like a couple weeks before that. And then Shaw disappeared. We didn't see Shaw for 20 more years.
Oh my God.
Right? But
Right.
2 weeks after that initial lesson
Of just mixing color and
of
splashing.
mixing colors and splashing some color on and whatnot, my mom, she flips out her credit card and she goes, oh, you boys are making something with your hands and you're selling it? And we're like, yeah. So she takes us over to the fabric store and we get some fabric and was playing with some tapestries. Got our rubber bands, got a Dharma order together. Ended up getting some T-shirts out of I think it was Kmart at the time, because Walmart wasn't even around.
Right.
I think it was Kmart. We got some T-shirts and we made some tie-dye and stuff. And then my brother says, let's go see Grateful Dead. I said, who's Grateful Dead?
Who are the Grateful Dead, right?
Who are the Grateful Dead? He goes, oh, yeah, well, they're this band that's playing at the Sam Boyd Silver Bowl over here. And I'm like, okay. So we go over the Sam Boyd Silver Bowl, and there's just this crazy parking lot scene of everybody trying to get in the parking lot of the Sam Boyd Silver Bowl, and I'm seeing the Deadheads for my first time going, wow, everybody's in tie-dye.
Yeah.
They're like, just, they got their dogs and their freaking crazy stuff going on, and I ended up not going to the Friday show, but we went back again the next day, and by that day we had sold out everything, and this was I think Santana was opening at the time.
Okay. Great band, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, another fantastic band. But then I get into the show, and I got to see Jerry and the boys do their thing for the first time. And I took my leather jacket, because I had a leather jacket with Iron Maiden on the back of it, and I was fully into the metal scene,
Sure.
the hair metal scene.
Oh, yeah.
Then, and I took my leather jacket, and I put it down, and I put a tie-dye on. And, that shit changed my life.
Wow.
I've been tie-dyeing ever since, off and on, not super pro. As of the last 12 years, I've been just 100% my income is all tie-dye.
Tie-dye.
All tie-dye,
That's
100%
amazing.
now. And that's just been the last 12 years. But, that's how I got into tie-dye, really, is between 91 and 95, me and my two brothers, we just ripped up and down the West Coast, and we made tie-dyes and sold tie-dyes at dead shows.
If you've never been to a Dead show, unfortunately you're not going to be able to have the same experience with Dead & Company now. I was lucky myself. I made it to one Dead show back in 1995 on the East Coast, right before Jerry died. And those of you who have been to a Dead show or have gone with the circus for months or years or whatever, you know your life before the Grateful Dead and you know your life after the Grateful
Post
Dead.
Grateful Dead.
It's one of those paradigm shifting, mind altering, pun intended, experiences that you'll never forget and will change you forever. And
Life altering experience.
and you see tie-dye is a part of that culture for many reasons, and I'm glad that I found it. It sounds like, Jeremy, you're pretty
man.
stoked to have found it.
Changed my life.
I was a huge metalhead too. When I heard the Dead for the first time, I was like, I didn't really get it, and then I went to a show and I was like, I get it now.
I mean, I had heard the Grateful Dead. I had heard Touch of Grey on the radio.
Yeah, who
I
hasn't,
saw
right?
it on MTV, the Skeletons jamming. And I was like, yeah, okay, cool. But I didn't put two and two together.
Right.
I didn't know that Truckin' was a Grateful Dead song.
Right.
I didn't know that, it was so permeated in the culture. It was just part of it growing up. I didn't realize how much Grateful Dead is a part of American culture.
Oh, for sure.
Like,
ever since
embedded
ever
deep in
since the
there.
60s,
Like,
man.
wow.
They and still today,
Still
you
today.
get new fans
Oh,
that
yeah.
are coming up in that music.
Well, I just took my girlfriend down to the Forum shows. Just recently, we just got back. Her very first Grateful Dead show. We did all 3.
Nice.
And I just blew her mind. She's
Oh,
like
for
33,
sure.
and
Yeah.
she's just like, "Oh,
This is
This is
amazing."
the coolest shit ever." I'm like, "Baby, this is like half of what it was, you know." And I'm all, "Look, O'Teal, the bass player, he's wearing my tie dye on stage right now." And she's like, "Wow, that's your tie dye." I'm like, "Yeah, you know."
That's
Like,
really awesome.
it's
That's
so
really
crazy how far it's come, and the fact that it's still going.
Yeah.
Like, still going.
Yeah.
I mean, Bobby's a grandpa up there, still getting after it.
Still trucking.
You know, Mickey's up there,
Yeah.
and Billy are up there. His grandpa's still getting after it.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
there's no other bands out there. I mean, the Rolling Stones, maybe.
Sure.
But really, like,
Yeah. Well, you
know,
see that
your
resurgence of
bands,
the
you
80s
have a
bands.
little
but-
run, and you know, you get your hit, and then you're like done. You know, they
Yeah.
very rarely do they last past 10 years. Any
Yeah.
kind of band
Yeah.
with any kind of following.
Well, the Dead, the Dead are have
the
a special
Dead,
place in the
wow.
hearts of all their fans.
Wow,
it's,
wow.
it's one of those things. I don't want to get too much off topic, even though the Dead really isn't off topic. That's part of the mindset, and that's why we're here. But Jeremy, I got a ton of questions for you. You know, you've really turned something that I think a lot of us in the industry these days, I say industry, but in the art world of tie-dye, really kind of see maybe as, I hate to say a hobby or a craft, but or an art form. You know, you've really taken that next step from hobbyist, for lack of a better term, and I'm not trying to put down anybody out there, but somebody's scale has taken that next leap to a full. I mean, you've got a retail store, you've got a huge presence, you've got big clients coming to you with huge orders. How did you really transform from that guy selling shirts at Dead shows and turning it into this amazing business you have here in Vegas?
Well, to sum it all up, I just kept trucking. I just kept doing it.
Yeah.
And I kept doing it. And then I kept doing it some more. And I have a real love for the art form of it. And I've kind of taken a spin of my own and put my own like pizzazz and sass to it. And then I got fans out there.
Mm-hmm.
Like people that love my work, that put money down to own it and buy it, and it keeps me going.
Yeah.
And then I got, members of the Dead themselves wear my stuff.
That's huge.
Like so many other bands wear my stuff. I could set a pop-up up at any festival and, make freaking $5,000 to $50,000 depending on what we're doing,
Yeah, and I do my logo shirts, and we were talking right before we started, at my hot sauce shows, I sell out, in the snap of a finger. I don't have enough time between shows to produce enough, which is really, perplexing to me how much, even in the hot sauce world, which I would figure would be a little more conservative in fashion, but man, people have just been crazy for it.
Because tie-dye is el caliente.
It's beautiful. I mean,
hot.
it's beautiful. It's hot. It's it's coming back as a huge trend. So for those artists out there who are thinking about taking the leap into 100% production,
Just keep going, man.
Yeah.
Keep going. Follow your passion. Follow your dreams.
And the one thing I always say, if you don't think your work is good enough to sell, there's always somebody out there that's going to pay you whatever amount of money you put on your shirt. You just got to find them.
When I started selling tie-dyes, it was $10 a tie-dye. Then I bumped it up to 20. And then I was able eventually to start demanding 30 and 40. And in the early days of MySpace, I got on MySpace and I had my tie-dyes on eBay. And back then you couldn't get a website.
Right.
Like you couldn't get a website with a freaking Shopify on it, there was no way to charge for it. So I would put my tie-dyes on MySpace and I would put the link to eBay underneath them.
There you go.
And then I found out, oh shit, I can show the world my art.
There you go.
And then my brothers and me, we made a bet. I told them, I bet I could sell a t-shirt for $50. And they
were
both
like,
told me,
"No."
bullshit. So I listed a Jerry Bear t-shirt that I had made.
Right.
And I put it on there for $50. 2 hours later it's sold.
Gone.
And I got to do the happy dance.
Oh yeah, I've been doing it
So
too.
every time I set the bar a little higher, a little higher, a little higher. You know, I've sold my most. I sold $240 for a T-shirt. I just threw it out there, and the guy paid it.
Well, there's quality, and then there's
But you can-
quantity, you know, and there's a way, I think, to balance the two.
For sure.
You know,
sure.
certainly from an artist like yourself, there are
Yeah.
plenty of artists out there that are putting out amazing work. I know I've spent multiple hundreds of dollars on more than one piece. You know, it really is in the value of the beholder, right?
And art is definitely worth what someone will pay for it. Period.
Yeah.
I mean, someone will pay $1 million for a Van Gogh. That's how much it's worth.
Exactly.
Somebody will pay me, $100 for a tie-dye T-shirt. That's how much it's worth.
So speaking of value and worth, one of the things I've been asking a lot of the artists out there is with this kind of heat in the industry for retail sales, do you see like the mass production stuff that you can get at like Walmart and Target and stuff like that? Do you see that as devaluing the stuff that you're putting out there, or do you see that helping the industry as a whole?
That's such a good question, because it is very much a double-edged sword. That Walmart tie-dye crap made in China.
Sure, it's printed on the shirt.
Yeah. But here's the thing is, I've noticed so many more people wearing tie-dye as of the last 3 years, and a lot of it is Walmart tie-dye. But these people never got to a Grateful Dead show. They don't know who the Grateful Dead is. They just know that's a cool shirt.
Right.
Whether it's a Walmart shirt or whether it's one of my hand-tied ones or one of yours, it elevates us all as artists, and it makes all our stuff better. The more knockoffs that are out there, the better we are at what we do, because we're handmade craft, right?
Right.
100%. And I really feel like as soon as someone starts knocking your stuff off, as soon as someone starts stealing your design, stealing your work, quote unquote stealing, that is the highest form of flattery
I agree.
that anyone can ever give you in this world. If they take what you create and love it, you done won the game, baby. Won it.
I
Just
love it.
won it.
Yeah, there is that whole, I don't know how much you followed the stuff on social media about, some of the tie-dye groups out there. A lot of people get bent out of shape when, people are begging for tutorials and then charging $100 for a tutorial and kind of flipping out about when they see one design pop up 100 times from a bunch of different artists. What's your take on that?
My favorite is that the people that are getting bent out of shape, the artists that created the first one, is they got this weird, twisted sense of perception, meaning they think they own it. They think, oh, I came up with tie-dye. Tie-dye is ancient.
Right. Oh, for
There
sure.
are pharaohs
Yeah.
that are buried in tie-dye. There are samurai
Japanese
and geisha
emperors,
girls
yeah.
and Japanese emperors that were buried in tie-dye 4,000 years ago. Long before you were even on this planet. So for anybody to get all uppity about, oh, I own this designer, I got that, dude, you need to get your ass back to work and create a new design is what you need to do. Because that's the measure of an artist. You don't own none of this shit.
And here's the way I look at it, right? Like you said, I think it's a high form of flattery. When I see a design and I want to try and emulate it, I know my attempts in a few months of doing it regular, let's say I do one a week or two a week, my attempts in a few months are gonna come nowhere close to that person who spent months and years perfecting
whatever
it,
they're
right?
doing,
And I want to make that design to see if I can make something as beautiful as I saw that artist do, which I know I'll never be able to do.
It propels you to become a better artist.
Exactly.
And the way I learned how to tie-dye, man, Kid Shaw, he taught me. And then I saw stuff, and I copied it, and I copied it, and I made another one and copied it, and then I refined it, and then I did it again and refined it again. And, I learned all my stuff from inspiration around me. I came up with a few designs myself, too. Some of my incredible tapestries I've done is practice, failure, practice. And then, you know, you get it, bam, and you got that one. And you know, you can only sit on that for a minute.
Right.
And then you got to make something else.
Then you got to try something
And
else.
you got to go and do something else. That's the beauty of art. Art always gets better the more you do it.
And it's a constant
grows.
exploration.
And it's the growth of the individual, the person,
I would agree.
as much as it's the growth of what you see that person put out.
Oh, for sure.
100%.
I mean, look at some of the classics. You know, like Picasso. His styles evolved so much.
As he aged, and
You
as he
know,
grew, and as he
Miro,
did.
and I'm a huge surrealist guy, so like Dali and Picasso and Miro and Gauguin and some of these amazing artists in history, they have not stuck to one style, one design, one thematic sense. They progress, you know, they progress in what grabs them and what inspires them. And I think in tie-dye, for me at least, I'll play with the design until I get bored with it.
Sure.
And then I move on to something else. I might not be perfect at it. I might just be tired of tying a pleated spiral, or I might be tired of doing a zipper V or whatever, or a Kenny style. I can only do one of those until I curse the name and never want to do one again. But
100%.
every couple of months I go back to it.
There's so many artists out there that I admire myself, you know, like that are just blow my mind. How the hell did you do that? You know, like wow. You know, and it constantly keeps happening, and it constantly pushes me to become a better artist. Like Takahumi Oramorai, he makes spirals, but he makes the sickest spirals on the damn planet. They're so out of sight.
Mind bending. Yeah.
Wow. And something as simple as a spiral, you can take it to that level. Blows me away. I can't even touch it. I don't even try. I just make spirals.
You know your limitations.
You know, just like wow. Like I mean, just for instance, you know, there's like. It's the neatest stuff, man.
Oh, I agree.
I love it because it's such a broad spectrum, like of tie dye. We all start with a white
t-shirt. Or a tapestry or a piece of fabric.
Yeah, and you know, one thing I've been getting into lately that I've been seeing a lot of is called a reverse dye, where you start with a black t-shirt.
I've been playing with those too,
and you
man.
play with that, you know, and I just have such a love and a joy for this medium of art. I'm not bored with it. You know, I keep pushing myself to get better at it and do more with it. And you know, it's just such a blessing that I can even like make my income and exist off of it. It just blows me away that I get to do that. I feel very blessed.
Well, I consider
very grateful.
I consider you to be at the pinnacle for us.
Very grateful.
And you know, I've got a ton of gratitude for where I'm at in my company through trucking on. You know, keep on trucking and being. You know, perseverance has always been the thing that I've found in business, especially to bring success.
Oh, that's how you win.
Yeah,
you got to keep going. You get kicked down, you get back up, you get after it. You know.
So, quick question: what do you think? What would be your number one piece of advice for somebody who's maybe gotten into tie-dye a little bit? You know, during shutdown, they had nothing else to do. We're hobbyists. Maybe we're struggling a little bit, and we've talked about, you know, just keep doing it, keep doing it. What other kind of pieces of advice might you give that sort of beginner tie-dye?
So for a beginner, I want to tell you one thing. Dharma Trading Company. That's where you start. Get all your dyes from Dharma.
And that is a huge plug because I love them too, and I make no bones about how much
I've
Dharma
been using
is
Dharma
the best.
since 1991. I have never switched, never had to. Their products are exactly what I use always. They have tutorials on there. They have all the whites you need. They have everything you need is on Dharma.
Chemicals, everything.
All of it.
Everything.
And then your next step is go to YouTube and search tie-dye tutorials. Watch them. Carl McClellan, Mr.
Tie-Dye is
good
a
friend
magi.
of mine.
Yes.
That guy has got YouTube videos out the wazoo. He will show you more than you could ever get in half a lifetime.
He was my first interview with Mr. Tie-Dye.
Carl is the
he's a
man.
great guy.
I've known him for a long time. Super good dude. But you know, there's not just him. There's, you know,
LSD tie-dyes.
dude, there's so many out
so
there.
many out there.
Laser tie-dye right now.
Right.
Laser
he's
tie-dye.
killing
That
it.
guy is like, what the shit? Like, I was just checking out some of his stuff the other day going, wow.
Casual Collisions is
There's
good.
all kinds of
Yeah.
Facebook groups.
Yeah.
I mean, now with the explosion of the internet, like, you got cheat codes out there like nobody's biz. Like,
I mean,
tutorials for days. I mean, you saw some of mine I did way back when Facebook was young. I
right.
mean,
Yeah, they're
early
years
on, years old. And, you know, Carl, he came at me and he says, Jeremy, like, what do I do to expand what I'm doing, blah, blah, blah. I said, get on YouTube and go. Just make videos. And he started, and now, I don't know, he's 15 years deep on it, and he's one of the most
hundreds of
prolific, like, tie-dye teachers out there in the world.
Everybody.
Dude's such a good soul, too.
Everybody knows about that guy in the tie-dye world.
He's
And if they
such
don't,
a good soul.
you need to
You
find
need to
him.
know Carl McClellan, Mr. Tie-Dye on YouTube.
Yep. And for the more experienced, maybe that's somebody, like I was saying, there are people who have just started tie-dye as full-time. What do you think, aside from keep on trucking, because again, I think that's great advice anyways.
Yeah, keep on trucking.
What are some specific pieces of advice you might give those people new to 100% tie-dye income?
Go to your nearest music festival in your town and pay the vendor fee, set up your 10x10, and go work your ass off. Go sell to your customers, go engage your customers, show off your wares, ask for the highest dollar you can, let them talk you down, and fucking go for it. Like, go for it. Like, get yourself out there in the world and push your art into the world. Go to farmers markets, go to state fairs, set up on the side of the road. You will learn more about selling yourself and this game of buying and selling and being able to stand on your own 2 feet with your craft by doing that than anything else. Get your website out. Get yourself a Shopify site. Like, put your wares out there. Put some money behind it. Facebook and Instagram advertising. You know, these day and age, you don't even have to have a retail outfit. You could be all online, 100%.
100%.
And making money at it too.
Yeah.
100%.
I
I mean,
couldn't agree.
I'm all three. I'm online, I got a retail store, and I set up at festivals and fairs and, you know, all that stuff. I'm out there all the time, like, getting after it, putting my work out there, and that's how you make it. And then once you get to that point, then you got to find people to train, because you can't do it all yourself. You need to, like, carbon copy yourself.
Right.
And you got to, like, find people that are very hip and into it, that, you know, want to do it for themselves and want to learn the craft and learn the trade. And then you show them stuff. And if they break off from you and set up at the booth right next to you, well, that's that. And that's the highest form of flattery. I mean, that's part of the game. And you know, instead of crying about it, you just got to get better at what you do.
Oh, man. Words of wisdom. Jeremy, awesome.
Get better at what you do.
So, last question, and I really appreciate your time today.
Yeah.
Who would you say are the most influential artists that you try to, well, not try to emulate, but that have inspired you the most? And who are some artists that you just, I mean, aside from inspiration or pieces that you really like, what are some of the artists out there that you just can't get enough of?
I'm going to have to say my little brother Benjamin and my big brother Paulie. Us three are the trifecta of tie dye. And ever since we started, like, Ben would do one, and I'd go, and I'd go get busy and freaking do one better than him. And then Paul would see ours, and Paul would be like, he'd go get busy and do one better than ours. And we have just bounced off each other for 30 years.
Awesome.
Trying to outdo each other, like, every time. And it's just made us both, all three of us, just grow as artists.
That's
like,
awesome.
just growing as artists.
Yeah.
And you know, I go through the Instagram because I post regularly and often, and then I see people out there like the Barefoot Laser Tie-Dye. Like, I don't even know the guy's name, but I look at his shit and just go, wow.
Yeah.
You know, he's won recently. Takahumi, Carl,
Right.
Hugo. Oh, my man, Hugo. I've known Hugo since '92, and I still can't even fathom how he does his stuff. Like, it blows me away all the time. Hugo, you the man, Hugo. Like,
check out Hugo.
There's so many out there that are just still blow me away. I mean, and I'm always trying to improve my own craft.
Sure, of
you
course.
know, and do my own thing, and just, you know, stand alone on my own 2 feet as a tie-dye artist, but always constantly I'm getting input from the other artists, you know, like there's just so many good ones out there. So many. Kenneth, I can't remember his last name, but man, he does these little naughty circles of just craziness that's like I couldn't even have the patience to do that shit. And his stuff looks so amazing. Just so amazing. Yeah, so much good stuff out there.
Well, as you guys see, we have a master in our midst. I am so grateful, Jeremy, for you taking some time. I'm glad we finally got to meet, and especially
thank you.
in person. Highlight of my weekend, if not my month, dude. I am super stoked to have spent some time. This is the tie-dye mindset. If you guys are ever in Vegas, make the step off the strip, come up here to Main Street, check out Jammin On. He is just an amazing guy, great shop, and if you're lucky enough, he'll show you the back room where all the magic happens. So
right here in the Arts District, baby.
There you go.
Come on down, jamminon.com. If you can't make it, we're always online.
And that's going to wrap it up for us, guys. Check out the next video. We'll see you guys soon. Thank you so much. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and all that, you know, YouTube algorithm crap.
And you guys, one more thing. Big shout out to Inferno Farms.
Gotta love it. All right, guys. Peace.